All right, what's up, y'all? What's going on? I want to talk about an article that I read a couple of days ago. Actually, excuse me, about a week and a half ago, and I'm just getting back around to do this video. And I want to talk about Dwayne Haskins. And Dwayne Haskins is now unfortunately deceased. And he when he was deceased, he was still married, and his parents have decided to file a lawsuit because his widow, or Dwayne's widow, is blocking them from using his name and his likeness in any and every single thing. And really, Kalabrya Haskins, she is using or profiting off of the likeness of her deceased husband. Now, I've seen other commentaries where people have really been getting on Calabria, and rightfully so. And I'm gonna give you my analysis on her. But I want to talk about Dwayne because Dwayne married her. And so, if anybody knows anything about marital law, let me give you a disclaimer: I'm not an attorney, but all or anything that's acquired during the marriage is considered marital property. Not only that, she has his last name. Not only that, more than likely, the lawsuit that they just recently filed, I'm going to read an excerpt from the article in a moment. They're more than likely going to lose this case. This is a losing battle. And the person that's responsible for that is Dwayne. Because Dwayne decided to be blue pilled. And if you ain't seen my other video on Croy Bierman and a couple of other guys, but this is what we talk about when we talk about blue pill or simpitis, where you become immediately smitten over a woman and you choose her solely on her looks, and you form an emotional connection with her, and you don't have any logical sense, or you don't look at things from a logical standpoint. And so, if you look at all these pictures that I'm showing, is she an attractive woman? She is an attractive woman, no doubt. But what do you see? I see a vain person. She's a vain woman, as in vanity. Look at all the pictures that she got. All I see is a lover of self. But I want to circle back around to Dwayne because Dwayne married her. He could have easily, with an estate planner, because again, you're a number one draft pick, and so the collective bargaining agreement in NFL is based off your slot in the first round. You are guaranteed a fixed amount. Usually, you're guaranteed a fixed amount, and so he could have easily taken a certain percentage for his family, or as in his mother and father, and took that out and made sure that he set up a trust or did something to make sure that mom and dad are squared away, because like it or not, your parents are responsible for your upbringing and they've raised you to a certain point. And Dwayne didn't do that. Dwayne decided to marry his wife, and hey, he married her, and so she apparently couldn't have been that bad because he decided to marry her. My issue with Calabria is that she alleged that Dwayne harmed her when he didn't, and the cops, they saw through her bullshit and they basically arrested her. And so here's a part of the article that I'm going to read. So the family of late Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins Jr. is accusing his widow of misusing his name and refusing to share his ashes with them. How crazy is that? Like, not only do they not have closure, they didn't attend the funeral, far as I know, based off my research, and now they won't even the last physical attribute or an semblance of him being here on this planet. She won't even give them any of his ashes. And so, according to the lawsuit filed in federal court on Wednesday, the family of Haskins Jr. alleged since his death, they have continually been harassed by his widow whenever they've attempted to use his name and image on social media, which led to their accounts being disabled. Less than 2 weeks after his death, the family formed a foundation, and they received a cease and desist letter from Calabria's attorney, telling them to stop soliciting for donations without her consent. Now, there's within the lawsuit, there's 22 lines that's redacted or that's concealed, and it's private information. So that's you're not going to be able to see that. So we don't know that part of it. But at the end of the day, guys, athletes need to do better in choosing women, because they decide to go out here and they try to get what's different from them. What they deem is different is exotic. I'm not saying it's exotic. They think it's exotic, And then they lack common sense. You worked all this part of your life to get to the pinnacle, to the apex of your profession, to where you can play professionally. If you do well, you'll get a second contract that's probably going to be so much money that you won't even be able to spend it in a lifetime if you manage it properly. And then you won't even have to work a regular job, and you go and run and go get what you think is the most prettiest thing that you can have on your arm because she's pretty. And so she gets away with all this stuff because she's pretty. And the same guys, I don't understand, they go through a whole rotation of the same women. That don't even make sense. And it's almost like the Samson and Delilah type of dilemma, where Samson was smitten over Delilah, but Delilah was all for herself, and she eventually got him killed. And so, at the end of the day, everything that's going on is a byproduct of Dwayne's poor decision making ability, because he was in an emotional state when he met her. And women have the ability to charm you with their body, and they have the ability to charm even the most masculine man if you let your guard down. And so y'all engage in the comments and let me know what y'all think, because I don't think they're gonna win in court. It's unfortunate that Dwayne passed away under, I think, strange circumstances, because he was inebriated walking on the highway and he was hit by two vehicles. That's pretty graphic. That's pretty traumatic for something like that to happen. And then he was on the phone with his wife. And so I believe he more than likely was taken advantage of or robbed, and probably just didn't have all his faculties together, and he didn't have the self-awareness or situational awareness, and ended up getting hit, and his life ended abruptly. And now it's messy. It's almost like Kobe and his family and Vanessa, where they'll probably never talk, or never really talk, or never really got to know each other, because the family feels some type of way. But again, you have to look at it from that standpoint, that these men decided to marry these women. And I'm not getting on Kobe, but I am getting on Dwayne, because he decided to marry her. He did not have to marry her at all. So let's engage in the comments. You think they're going to win the case or not? Do you think it's Calabria's fault, and is it not her fault, and it's just pretty much Dwayne's fault for deciding to marry her after going through all this drama and just having all these red flags that he could have easily avoided? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next video. This is Talking About Isham out.